Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a more somber topic to get on, and that is depression and things of the like. A week or two ago, I started feeling really depressed again. I'm fine now. I'm a lot better now. It was just for a few days. I don't know why. But anyway, I did want to talk about it. In particular, how it tied into the worst few years of my life. Between 5th to 7th or 8th grade, roughly, I think. Something. Oh, this is difficult. To begin, I do want to explain something. Something that I think I've mentioned in a few videos before. Um, Probably in passing, for the most part, honestly. That is the fact I'm a diabetic. I'm a type 1 diabetic. My pancreas decided to shut down when I was about 10, so in the summer before 5th grade. And that was rough. It was not a good school year. I started having extreme anxiety, and that was a really rough time in my life. The impact of diabetes, well, to some it may not be entirely obvious, um, is something that I find to be so, and that is the extra responsibility that was put on my shoulders. At the time, I was already struggling with schoolwork. Up until about 4th grade, I couldn't even read. And I still have trouble with math to this day. And one day, during the summer, or was it night, something, I had a terrible sleep schedule, but I was throwing up, feeling sick, had an awful migraine, and one night, I wake up screaming, and I was taken to the emergency room because my grandmother, who was with me at the time, didn't know what was happening, and neither did I at the time. We noticed no signs of this happening in the first place, so that was difficult. Um, Once we got to the hospital, they ran a bunch of tests. Uh, the reason I was screaming though was not because of the migraine, actually. It was because I had kidney stones, or one, I guess, which happened about a week later. I went to the hospital again. Anyway, um, I was taken to the hospital. They ran a bunch of tests. I, up to that point, had a innate fear of needles. I was terrified of them. Now I handle them every few hours. Anyway, back on topic. Um, I did have one of the scariest nightmares of my life, and that was they strapped me to a big metal, basically table. They sat me up, and they had these giant needles. I think it was a nightmare. It should have been. I think I just was out for a while, which is not a big deal. Um, until I think I woke up about a day later. I was sleeping a lot because I wasn't awake for much. My body needed to figure itself out for a while, so I was in the hospital for I think about 2 weeks. This is the only time in my life this has happened. And, well, I was in there. I got given the horrible news of me being a type 1 diabetic. Up to that point, I've only heard of a type 2 diabetic. Um, that made my life really difficult. So I was really confused. They finally explained it to me, and that was horrifying. Now, I have a bit of a joke to myself, and that's that my body hates me. Cause autism, it messed up my nerves, like real bad, as it does to just about everyone. I can't block out noise very well. I am, like, you should have 3 cones in your eyes. I'm missing 2 and I have a weak third, meaning I'm almost entirely colorblind. My pancreas decided to shut down, and my appendix might need to be removed by the time I'm 40, but that's only a 25% chance. So that came up not horribly long ago, about a year ago, when I was talking to my parents about that. So that was kind of rough. Um, yeah. But around that time, when I went back to school, I actually did a presentation that a bunch of my classmates were freaked out about, for insulin and such. I started having really dark thoughts, suicidal thoughts. And it was the worst time of my life, up until about 7th or 8th grade. I had headaches, I didn't control my blood sugar. Um, I don't know what else off the top of my head. I'm kind of groggy. My nose is stuffy. Um, anyway, there, that was easily the roughest experience of my entire life. Easily. So I got help. I've gone to a psychiatrist a lot of times. I have had a lot of psychiatrists. I think I've had 2, maybe 3 or 4. I don't remember. And that is when I really started to have bad panic attacks. Now, there is a genetic in both my mother and father's side of my family that really messes with anxiety. My mother has it more than my dad does. She just has a better way of hiding it. But it gave me serious issues. There is so many things I could be talking about right now. But I feel like this is important. My life has not been very hard, though, admittedly. I've had a really easy life, for that matter. I have everything I could want. I'm an only child. I have a gaming computer with 2 monitors. I have TV in my room, and a laptop, and a phone, and a tablet. If I were in worse conditions, it would be so much worse. But what I found really helped with my depression was my friends. Most, if not everyone on the channel, is going to be familiar with Dizzy, Daybreak, and Order. Just about everybody. Maybe not so much Dizzy, because he hasn't been in many recent things, but whatever. They helped me climb out of that hole in the ground that I was stuck in. They brought me up from the well in the bucket, and I found that my friends could help me, and so could my parents. Again, at the time I was having suicidal thoughts. It it was a very difficult time in my life. There were a lot of issues I have had in my life. Off the top of my head, another thing that messed with me, although it was just a little more stress, is hip orthes, which is essentially a bone grinding against your hip. And I needed a chiropractor to get that fixed for a while. So I had that from like 6 to 10, I think, which made me fat. And I still walk with a little bit of a limp, but whatever. It is a lot. But I want as many people to know as possible that you can get through this. I have before. Even if you're in unfortunate circumstances, the best you can do is keep getting through it. Find yourself some decent friends. If you think you do, I want you to look back on their behavior towards you and see if they're actually friends or not. I know mine are. My friends are not manipulative. They're genuinely kind and I care about them. Daybreak is basically a brother to me, and so is Order. So, I want everyone to know that you can get through this. Trust me, you can. Work through it. Find someone to talk to. As long as it's someone that you're comfortable with, that works. Like on my Discord server, actually, I'm not going to pull it up. On my Discord server, there is a channel called Mental Health and Help. My main Discord server only has about 11 or 12 people in it. But if one of us is having mental issues, we'll go there and we'll talk about it. The entire community has access to it, the entire 11-person community, and we talk about it all the time because we know that's a way we can help. And even if that's all we can do, that's fine. We still want to help you, even if we haven't met the person or don't know them very well anymore. So it's really important. There are a lot of people that are struggling with this, and I know that. So I want to make sure that everyone's safe and sound. I am not going to do a ton, and I will do my best to help people. Thank everybody for watching. Talk to your friends, get outside if you can. COVID's still a thing no matter what the government says if you live in the US. Bye, guys.